welcome to the absolute first vlog of sorts. I will admit I have absolutely zero experience with vlogging. First of all, I'm very sorry for the wind turbulence. I am pretty sure that there's a lot of wind in the microphone right now. I literally put together this so-called video setup just from the old camera stuff that I had. Mind you, those are probably around 15 years old now. I had have a GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition, and I think the other one is called GoPro Hero, is it 4? Silver or something? The one with the screen in the back. First one. And they have been sitting idle for probably 14-15 years easily. I bought them initially for a ski trip to Austria that I wanted to document, and I made a YouTube video using, I think it's like Windows Movie Maker or something. Super amateur. I had no experience, and I still don't. It was just put together like, oh, I need some music, let's lay that on top, but no fancy editing at all, just from one clip to another, no transitions or anything. And it's quite intimidating just to film this, because watching YouTube videos now feels like a full-on production. People have become so skilled. Programs have also helped a lot, making it very easy to do. But people are so creative, and just from the little filming I did in Austria, the amount of time that goes into setting up the cameras for different camera angles. If you're not just shooting, like if you have a camera on the helmet all day long, that's fine. I had 2 cameras on me, 3 at some point, and I switched them around. One was on my chest constantly, the other one on the helmet, and I switched around one on the one of the poles to have like a selfie mode and also to shoot around me. And I also had one on my ski tip for some angles. And then I had some angles where I put the camera down and I skied past, and then I had to go back and pick it up. It's just funny how you take things for granted when you watch a video today. Like I said, it just looks like it's a full-on production. Either it's a motovlog or ski vlog or any of the sorts. And I can just put out a disclaimer. I have no intention of being a quote-unquote YouTuber. This is just something that I wanted to do. I wanted just mostly for my own, to track my own rides. Not that I'm very adventurous, I'm just running around town, and I just like to hop on the bike when the weather allows it. I am 100% a sunshine rider. If I ride in the rain, it's on my commuter scooter. It's like a 300cc, just back and forth to work mostly. But my main bike, I only ride when it's nice and sunny. It's not very sunny today or tonight, but it is quite warm. Weather is dodgy still. It could start raining, but let's see how it goes. And I wanted to test out the camera. Like I said, it's a really old camera. I have no idea if there's any sort of stabilization inside, like on the newer ones. So this footage might be quite horrible. Is it even recording? Yeah. I don't know how long it lasts, the battery. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I bought batteries because I threw them away when I saw that they've been just laying around for a few years. I threw them away. So now I bought some new ones from AliExpress, because they were like, how much were they? Like barely, was it like 40, 50 crowns? Like $4? I don't know, something like that, compared to what I had to pay if I wanted to go to a local shop. And I bought 4 because I thought that I could use maybe on a log or one of my little rides, which is usually 1.5 to 2 hours. I thought I could use 2 batteries each. I thought I had 2 GoPro 3 cameras, so I bought batteries for GoPro 3 cameras, when it turns out that one of them is a GoPro 4, and apparently that takes a different type of battery. So I was supposed to have like a selfie battery or a selfie camera on the balls, but not this ride. I have to order new batteries for that. So yeah, I have no expectations of even getting a single view. If I get one view, it's probably going to be my own. But like I said, I have no imagination and experience for making any sort of like high quality content, if you want to call it content. I'm just going to ride around, more or less use it as a dash cam, but just yeah, log it for my own viewing later. When I get old and senile and can't remember, I can at least look back at these videos and say, hey, I think that's actually me. And maybe for people that do not live around here, they can see how the scenery is. And I'm sorry if I'm moving my head a lot. Not that I'm gonna keep it still when I'm riding, but I forget that there's a camera attached to it, so. But yeah, what to talk about? I feel extremely awkward just talking to myself in my helmet and in English. And I know there's a horrible accent, and it might be very cringy, but I can assure you I will cringe the most out of all of us if I attempt to try and edit this somehow, and will have to play back and listen to this. So if it's too horrible, I will probably just cut the audio and overlay some music or something. So topics to talk about. I thought I would talk about something as boring as what type of bikes I've had and how long I've been riding. I think I got my motorcycle license in 2004. So that will tell you somewhat my age, and so that means that not that I've ridden actively for over 20 years, but at least I've had the certificate or the license. But I'd say I've been driving more or less throughout the seasons. There's a photo box here. Let's see if we can trigger it. No. I'm not sure if there's a camera inside or... Hey! Look at that one. I want to give it one. Now that would be a moment to have the dash cam just for that reason. He just rode out, or maybe I was speeding, I don't know. Yeah, I've been riding steadily, I think. There's a GS, there's a lot of those. I'm actually kind of wanting one of those touring bikes. I remember before that wouldn't even cross my mind. There's one more. Because, yeah, only old people ride those. But now... So yeah, I've been riding steadily, but I've not been one of those people that go on long trips. Like riding around in Europe and all over the world. Mostly because it's never occurred to me. I like to just take these small road trips on my own, like ice cream runs and just driving around, maybe drive around new places. And yeah, I just love being on the bike. I love riding. It's super fun, it's freeing, it's all of the things. So if you say, like, how long have you been riding? And I say, oh, 20 years. Yeah, my riding skills doesn't reflect that. And if I want to share something quite embarrassing, it would be that only the past 2 or 3 months I've started to use the back brake, like purposely. And to me that is, I've never even, like, I barely used it ever. And I think that's because in the beginning I rode, it's not a reason, it's my reasoning, it's not a good one. When I took my license, my instructor, he was riding actively, like racing actively. And he just said, like, hey, what's the first bike you're gonna buy, or what's the bike you're gonna buy? And I said I had already bought one before I got the license. So my first bike ever was a Honda CBR 600, a 98, black and gray. Freaking awesome. Like back then, now it just looks very dated, but back then it was a very cool bike and a very good bike for beginners. And he just said, you know, the braking power on those front brakes are so great that if you use the back brake, and back then there was no ABS. Maybe it was on premium bikes, but it was definitely not a standard. So he just said, you know, unless you're like on gravel or some kind of iffy terrain, just focus on the front brake, because when you brake on those bikes and they have so much power, there's going to be so little weight on the back wheel that if you touch the back brake, it's just going to be a bigger chance to lock up the back wheel. And I think after that I've just only focused on the front brake, even when I'm doing like slow speed, and I've never been good at slow speed maneuvers. Like if I were to take a U-turn here now, obviously I've improved quite a bit, but I'm still not one of those guys that just throws around the bike like in a figure eight with no issues. I will have to concentrate. But now, after using the back brake for so many things now, like driving slowly in queues and stuff, and just slow maneuvers, and in like high-speed corners, I just keep some pressure on the back brake, like trail braking, and the front, but mostly the back. I feel it's a cheat code. It's so funny to say that after so many years of driving. But yeah, it's so much easier to control the bike. So the amount of years I've had my license, yeah, definitely doesn't reflect my skill, but I think I'm a very competent rider. I foresee things. I have a tendency to be a bit too close to the vehicle in front of me, but other than that, I feel I'm a safe driver. Anyways, I briefly mentioned the first bike, Honda CBR 600. I think I had that bike for about 2 years, or maybe 3. There was a little period where I didn't use it because I managed to crash it. I actually crashed it twice, which is quite ironic since I just stated how good of a driver I was, or competent. But this was back when I think I was 19 or 20. So my first fault with it was, obviously both of them was my fault, but the first one was just a super idiotic mistake. It was very late in the season, so the weather had totally shifted. It was very cold, it was icy in the evenings, but during daytime on the main roads it was super dry. I had my bikes stashed at my dad's, so in his garage. So when you drive from the main road and into the what do you call that, into the streets where all the houses are, there's no salting on the roads or anything. So those were the only roads that were a bit slippery or icy. And I saw that I was riding slowly. I was driving in like 20 kilometers an hour, like running speed. And I thought, I wonder if I can just touch the back brake, like lock up the wheel and just like slide forward a bit. Stupid thoughts. I don't even know why I would even want to do that. But I did it, and the millisecond I touched the back brake, obviously the back wheel just slid out. Like, it didn't lock up and go in a straight line like for some reason I thought it would. So I just slid for like, I don't know, 5 meters. And I didn't have riding pants because back then I was super cool. So I just rode in my jeans and a riding jacket. But luckily it was so slippery that I just laid under the bike and we just slid together, and there was no damage or anything. But I was just furious. You know, when you make a mistake, and even before you make it, you just know it's going to fail. And when it fails, you just feel like a complete idiot, questioning your freaking existence. Anyway, there was only the back fairing that broke, so I could tape that from the inside and it didn't look too bad. But the other time I crashed was summertime. I was riding around town, and summertime, nice weather, a lot of girls starting to wear less and less clothing, and I was riding in I think it's a 50 or 60 kilometers an hour zone, and I was riding probably the same speed like now and the same distance to the car in front of me. And there was a bus stop and a pedestrian thing, a crossing here. And I'm pretty sure that the second I turned my head to look at those girls at the bus stop, the car in front of me brakes very heavily due to a pedestrian. And when I looked back, all I saw was red braking lights. It's going to be a lot of wind. So obviously I think I barely touched my brake before I slammed into the back of that car. I crushed my nuts in the gas tank, and I was like thrown off to the side And when I landed on the pavement, I heard the skidding of like locked up tires from the car coming from the other side. And he barely stopped, and he stopped like on my shoulder. He was about to run over my whole head. Like boom! I just looked up under the car. Again, no damage apart from my sore nuts and my completely broken ego. Like all that happening in front of those girls on the bus stop. Super embarrassing, and a good lesson further in life. So I think due to the bike laying over on its side, it wouldn't immediately stop, and I had no clue why. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the oil or something, that it just, I don't know if it floods the engine somehow. But yeah, it wouldn't start. I don't even think it would turn over. I don't think it would even try to start. So I just had it sitting in my dad's garage, where he had to pick it up with a trailer and just drive it back to his garage. And I think it sat there for like months and months. And then some random day I just decided to go and try and stop it. And then it turned over, and it tried to. It didn't stop, but it was trying. I think it was the low battery as well. So I was like, oh my god, there's hope. Let's get the jumper cables. And yeah, we got it running again. But that bike I ended up selling to my cousin, because I wanted to try a different bike. And I bought a Ducati Monster 600 1999 model, I think. And that was a completely different type of feel. I was used to my four-cylinder. So going from that to a two-cylinder with a completely different torque and completely different rev range, and not Japanese smooth engine. But I liked it. It felt rougher. I really liked the view. I liked the styling, and I liked the color. It was yellow of all colors. But it did feel very, it felt very dull. It felt very slow. Going from 100 and I don't know how many horsepower there is, and a 600 CBR, maybe just around 100. And how many horsepower was there in the Ducati? 55 or something. So that also felt a bit disappointing. Obviously Ducati Monster has a big range. But yeah, getting that bike, I bought that bike from a place called Sandefjord, which is maybe a 5-hour drive from my hometown, Stavanger. So I took the plane, and it was very poorly planned. I wasn't a good planner. I'm still not a good planner, but I'm way better now. But I think I took the plane over there. Back then you didn't have the type of payments we do today. I had a check. So I basically bought it unseen, because I met the guy at the airport. But what I didn't take into account was that he had so much extra equipment, stuff that he had changed, like the mufflers. He had original ones, so he had all these extra things that I was not aware of. I didn't take that into account, that I have to get that back home as well. But luckily I brought a very big backpack, so I was actually able to fit everything in there, but it was so heavy, and it didn't have that that chest strap, or the one that keeps the shoulder straps a bit closer. So just the weight of the backpack was like pulling my shoulders back, and when I started riding, there's no wind protection on a Ducati Monster, so the wind also hitting the backpack and pushing it back. It was a horrendous ride home, and maybe I rode for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes before it started to full on rain, and the raindrops were like huge. It was a miserable ride, and I remember being so fed up because I stopped a lot because my shoulders were just killing me. I probably stopped like 5 times during that ride, so I wasn't home until like 12 a.m. or something, like proper night, and my shoulders were gone. And I remember having a semi-mental breakdown during the ride where I was just screaming out of anger, like yelling in the helmet, complaining like that was going to do anything, but it felt good to get it out. So I didn't have that bike for very long, maybe a full year. And the ironic thing is that the guy that bought it from me, he was from Sandefjord, the same place that I went and got it. So he did the same as me. He took the plane and landed in Stavanger. I met him at the airport. We exchanged the money and everything and the deed, and he rode it back. And of course, after it was sold, when I went to check on it, I had it stashed at my work site, a workshop, and I saw there was oil under it. Not a huge amount, but still oil drops. Like, oh my god, are you kidding me? And luckily it was just the stator cover that was leaking, so I could just pop it off and reseal it and put it back on, ride it and see that it was holding. And he called me, the buyer, the next day after he had gotten home. I saw his number and was like, oh god, now what? Is it leaking? And he called me and said, hey, have you ever had a problem getting it, like when starting it? And I hate selling things that are dodgy, and this wasn't dodgy, but I just hate being liable. I like selling things that I know are like 100% working and everybody gets a fair deal. I don't like to even remotely try and scam anyone. And I was like, no, what's going on? And he was like, no, it's not a big issue, but I tried to start it this morning and the start motor didn't shut off, so it's just like continuously. I'm just, oh my god, I swear to you, I'm not lying, I have never had an issue with that, and that is unfortunate. But he was very cool about it, like, it's probably not a big deal, probably something electrical. I just said, you know, if there's any big issues, just hand it into a garage and let's see what we do with the bill. I can, unless it's a astronomical amount, I can cover it. And he was like, no issue, I just wanted to know if you had encountered the same issues. There's a little beach, Ölberg. This is where I get my ice cream. Actually people out in the water, and we have a pirate. Yeah, but it turned out to be some kind of electrical thing that he never called me back, so I'm figuring that was probably an easy fix for him. So after that, I bought a 2002 Yamaha R6, a blue and white. Pretty cool bike. Very, very sporty. Way more zippy than the Honda CBR. And I bought that off some shady guy. You know, when you see a person and you just know that, yeah, you're in some kind of, you're up to something. My gut instinct was just do not do business with this guy. He looks dodgy AF. But I was so in love with that bike, and it was such a good deal. My first instinct was, this is definitely stolen or something. So I mean, that just shows my morals that I actually bought it still. And when I went to collect it, he had some friends over that looked even more, what do you call that word in English? Let's call them weathered. But yeah, just super awkward. I went in there, they were just watching TV, and me and him were talking in the background, and I don't know if they were smoking pot or whatever it was. It was a funky smell. I'm not a pothead myself, but that was not normal cigarettes, and they just looked weathered. And he just gave me the key, and he's like, yeah, it's in the back, goodbye. I was like, okay. So yeah, he wasn't very friendly. Anyway, I picked up the bike. I had a blast on it. I had that bike for about 2 years. And I was about to say that I sold it, but I didn't. I paid a guy to sell it for me, because I'm such an introvert that I dread selling things, and like minor things I can do when it's just, here's the item, here's the money, bye bye. But when you're selling like vehicles and stuff, there's a lot of questions, and then you get these introverts, very yappy. They love talking, and they stay there for way longer than they need to. Like, the deal is done and they're still talking about a car or a bike they had 10 years ago and blah blah blah, and you're just stuck there. It's like there's no way out. So I just got anxious and like, hey, if you take like 5-10% of can you sell this for me? And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So anyways, sold that one. And after that one, I think there was a long period of me not driving or riding. Probably, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 years. I think, yeah, probably around 3 or 4 years. I'm not sure what got me into riding again. I think I got a girlfriend, and I think maybe that spiked my interest again to like, hey, you know, I have my license, I could get a bike and we can ride. And we found one, or I found one in Bergen, and that was the same bike, a Yamaha R6, just the red one, red and white. And we ended up taking, we took the plane up there. It's a short, very short trip. And then the owner picked us up at the airport. Maybe we rode like 10 minutes back to his house. And it was so funny because I hadn't ridden a proper motorcycle in years, but I had like a cheap little just to get the work scooter, like a 50cc. You know, the one that you turn the key and you just keep the throttle pinned all the way to work because it's so slow, like 45 kilometers an hour top speed, and that's under ideal conditions. So I was used to that, and when we got to the place, he had the bike standing outside, and he was like, "Hey, want to take it for a test run?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll just take it for a little spin." And so not only was I not used to riding, but the throttle was so different. Like, you're going from 4 horsepower to like 110 or 120 horsepower. And I looked like such a amateur, like stalling it the first time and then over revving to get it going. And I remember, like, when I got back, obviously it doesn't take long before you get back into the rhythm. But when I got back and my girlfriend then hopped on and we were riding, like starting our journey back home to Stavanger, we had intercoms as well, and she was like, do you know what they asked me, or like we talked about when you were out test riding? And I was like, no. The first thing the seller, his wife, she like took her to the side and went like slowly or like very softly, like, does he ride like normally, or is this his first bike, or like they were so concerned for her. She was like, no, he's had the license for quite a while. And they, yeah, have you ever rode with him before? And she's like, no, it's my first time. They were so concerned. So I've been riding along, talking, and then I just randomly check and I see that the camera isn't recording, so I have no idea when it cut out. So I am just going to go back and say that I had the GS, baby GS, I sold that one. I ended up buying the Dax, which I love. My favorite bike ever, even though it's a small little pocket bike. And then I needed a commuter. Well, I didn't need, but I wanted one. So I bought a Honda 350 scooter for pure convenience. It's keyless, the top box is keyless, you just twist and go, and it's zippy, it's fast. So you have no problems with keeping up with traffic, taking over or overtaking other cars, driving on the motorway. It's nice. And I am mixing up things. Before I bought it, I also bought a Husqvarna Svartbilen 401. Again, I had that bike for maybe a month. Felt there was a bit more, like, too much maintenance. Like when it got dirty, you just have to clean all the nooks and crannies. So that's why I bought the scooter, because the scooter is so convenient. Everything is closed in, there's no chain to lube, and it's very easy to wash. And I also bought one of those super gay looking aprons. A guy at work he has a Vespa, and he has one of those aprons for rain and also warmth. And we've been giving him so much flack for it. And the ironic thing is that now that I bought the scooter and I bought one of those aprons myself, because then you don't have to use rain gear, you just have a rain jacket on and everything else is covered, boots, and it's warm. It has like fake fur underneath. It's super nice in wintertime and in raining season, or when it's raining. But obviously it looks ridiculous, and it's like you're kind of half embarrassed. But it is what it is. So now I currently have, well, after that scooter I have to work on the Ducati to get it running. And I know that, okay, it's a 20-year-old bike. There's always going to be something that needs doing. Either it's just general maintenance, obviously, but it's 20 years old. So how long before the fuel pump goes? How long before the shock goes? How long before this goes? It's just endless. So I thought, if that's going to be like a project bike, then I want a proper, like, adult big bike to have that just works. Turn the key and it works. So that's when I've been looking a lot at retro bikes, or like modern classic. And I think the winner there is Triumph. They have, in my opinion, a lot of beautiful bikes. I looked at the Bobber 1200, but then it's like, okay, then you can only ride solo, or maybe there's some kind of attachment you can put on, but I think those bikes looks awesome. They look awesome, they can sound awesome, and if you check out Thornton 100 from the UK, they build custom bobbers mostly, and they look sick, insane. But I wanted to be able to ride two up. And then I looked at the Bonneville range. So I was debating the 900 versus the 1200. And considering I have 3 other bikes, it just came down to price. So I went from I went for the 900. And I think it's plenty enough. It doesn't have that sometimes there's caravans coming up here, and it can get very tight there. So yeah, I think the 900 is quite adequate. I do miss that little punch that the 1200 will have, but it is what it is. I can upgrade later, but for now I've put a lot of money into this one. I got a good deal on it because it was a 2022 model that didn't sell, so it was still in the shop. So I got around 10,000 crowns off that original price, plus all the registration fees and yeah, getting the bike ready. So I bought this one in 2024, and I've changed a lot. I might make a video of all the changes. I think I put around 30,000 crowns into it by now, and I may, like I said, remove the catalytic converter and then also dyno it after to get it working like properly, because I know with all the fueling things and all the emission Euro 5 bike, I know that if I just change the exhaust without doing anything, it might run very lean, and I don't want it to be any issues with it. So I might do that next year, or I might just wait until the warranty is fully worn or fully gone, so I don't mess up anything there. So yeah, that's the history of my bikes. I now have 4. I do actually have, even though I am praising it a lot, the scooter. I have been looking into an electric scooter, more specifically the Segway SE 300, just because there's so little maintenance on it. There's no like running engine, so there's no oil change, there's no belts that have to be replaced, and it's only brake fluids, brake pads and tires. And it would be interesting to run it, to just drive it like a super silent vehicle. Like I have an electric car now, so it would be fun to try an electric bike as well. So just start up with a scooter at least. I don't think I will ever want to have a pure electric motorcycle, and if I do, it will be in parallel with a normal combustion engine motorcycle as well. But I don't know, we'll see. I mean, there is zippy, but there's something when you're riding a motorcycle, especially when you're riding like just for fun. For me, it's important that I do like to like operate the bike. I do like it to be growling. But for like a commuter back and forth to work, just a scooter, I wouldn't mind it to be electric. There's a bike behind me that probably wants to pass me. I think I'm riding way too slow for him. We'll see. There's a long stretch up ahead. You can pass me on that section. They're gonna come zooming past me right about here. Or not. That's odd. He gained on me so fast, and then now he's just staying behind me. Is that a car? Here it goes. So yeah, I did mention wanting to maybe buy one of those touring bikes. I've been eyeballing the Honda Transalp 750. I think that would be a good size for me. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable on those big ass GS 1200. It just looks intimidating. It just looks so freakishly heavy. And I know people that ride them and they say that no, it's not like that. And when you're on it, when you're riding, because the center of gravity is so low and they have so much power. But I'm thinking just when you're just moving it around, when you're not driving it, that type of stuff just looks super heavy. Like maybe just too much bike for me, because I'm not planning on riding to freaking Europe or around Europe. Like maybe I would want to ride maybe a bit up north or the east, like to Oslo, and because this one I woun't feel comfortable on the highway for too long. This one is just for looks. I think it finishes off the bike quite nice, but it doesn't do anything for wind buffeting. So when I'm riding around 90 and 100, I feel like I'm wrestling the wind. Ooh, scary. Do I do this? Yeah, let's go for it. probably the fastest that I like to ride. On the racing bikes I could push it more, but on this bike I feel this is plenty enough. One little tiny bump, and of course I have to hit it. I am so sorry for the wind noise. I'm pretty sure it's quite horrible. So if I were to buy a touring bike, it would be in addition to this one. So then I would probably have to sell off the Ducati and the scooter. And I would just keep the touring bike, this one, and the Dax. Wow, that's a lot of cars. What's going on? Holy crap, usually there's no cars. Well, he was kind enough to let me out. I didn't see him blinking or anything at me, just waved. It's not always easy to see what people want. And suddenly you think he's waving you out or something, and then just suddenly decides to do something else, and then you crash. Now we are at Ålgård. I'm not sure what route to take. Am I still recording? It didn't record for very long. I think it might be due to me, due to the settings. I thought I was supposed to choose 720p, which today is probably feel like you're watching Minecraft. But I didn't know how long it would record and how much memory there is. I think I only have 32 gigs, and I'm using old cards, SIM cards from yeah, 15 years ago. I don't know the writing speed and all that stuff. I have no idea how the quality will be. But again, it will be for me, so if it's too horrible, maybe I'll invest in shouldn't have taken this road. I think it's going to be a lot of riding in a long queue. Yeah, I've been looking at those 360 cameras. They look pretty nifty. Like I don't want to ride along looking like a Google Maps car with all the camera angles, all the selfie sticks sticking out. Obviously you get a lot of good shots, but I can't be bothered. That's like you're talking production then. I just want to document the trip. So like I've said, just have one camera here just facing up, so when you're talking you can switch around. Other than that, I don't mind just having the camera on my helmet. So we're closing up on an amusement park, and I was there yesterday with my kids. We were there for a bit over 5 hours. And with similar weather like we're having today, super nice day, not a lot of people, getting close to people quitting or people ending their summer vacation, and we had a blast. So this is Ålgård, and the amusement park is called Kongeparken, the King Park. See that tower over there? It doesn't look that tall, but it's pretty tall, and you're sitting in this round contraption thing on these floating seats. You're just dangling with your legs, and it slowly goes up. And like I don't have any problems with heights. Like I've done a lot of like indoor climbing, so climbing on a rope doesn't bother me. But when I was up there, I was like, that's a far way down, and the brain just shows me these scenarios where my chair will break, or the locking mechanism that comes down will loosen. So other people are like taking in the views, and I'm just calculating how badly can I die on this. Like, if this opens, am I able to hold on? Like, I'm calculating this like in a funny way, but it still made my palms sweaty. And then it goes down slowly, and then it just drops. And the rush you get in your stomach when it does that is a very good feeling. Like, I smiled. I wanted to do it again. So I'm definitely going to do that next time I'm there as well. I can highly recommend it. It's a good short adrenaline rush. But other than that, the amusement park there is for kids. It's not like a big amusement park like for adults. It's mostly kids and teens, or young what do you call it, young teens, older kids. But perfect for me and the kids. I don't think I would have been there for 5 hours if we didn't have a good time. So I think I'm going to stay quiet, or else I feel I'm just rambling about very unimportant things. So maybe I can be a bit more focused on the traffic as well when I'm not talking. It feels surprisingly different now. I know I'm still talking to myself and maybe one viewer. That's probably going to be a family member of sorts. But it doesn't feel as awkward as it did in the beginning. Still awkward, but not as awkward. If I ever do post this on YouTube or something, I need to find a name for the channel. Like, how do you pick a name that hasn't been picked from 1,000 other people? if I can find some kind of back road back home, because staying on this motorway is just so boring, especially when you're behind other cars. And so I don't know why it's going so slow. Construction. And you can definitely tell that summer is slowly fading. It's getting darker and darker, I feel. Go back a few weeks and it was still a lot of light. Now it's 7:30 and you feel like it's starting to go dark. Obviously there's a lot of clouds, so that will kill the light, but this is my last week on vacation, and I have to say the 2 prior weeks have been just superb. I can't remember having such nice weather for like 2 straight weeks. And also warm without it being scorching, because I don't mind nice weather, but I don't like it when it's too hot. Not that it gets really too hot here in Norway, but for me everything above 25 degrees is unnecessary. And I know I could probably blast past these cars, but there's a double yellow. I don't feel too comfortable riding past that. Suddenly hit one of those, that would be a disaster. And I don't know. I mean, the traffic is moving, so there shouldn't be a reason to blast past. If it was way slower, then yeah. Hello. So many times when I'm in the 5th gear, I still try and upshift to 6th, even though there's no more shifts. Just sometimes I feel the rev. The rev is actually quite low, but I just feel the engine is like overworking now. There should be one more gear. I should have gone with that Tesla. Now I'm just stuck on this motorway. Stuck with the wind. If it's even recording, it is. go off here. Tight corner. Ooh. That's the spot where we came out earlier today, by the way. We can maybe ride past the motorcycle shop where I bought. How many bikes have I bought from them now? 3 in like 3 years? Might be more, who knows. I do love the sound of this bike when you downshift. I don't know if you can hear the exhaust. There's like a lot of like burbling, gurgling exhaust sound. I like it. Some minor pops and bangs. But the diesel pops, it sounds very growly. I do like that. Sounds bigger than it actually is. I see a lot of the brands are making smaller bikes. Seems like the smaller bike market is flourishing. Like a lot of these brands are making 400s, like from 350cc to maybe 500cc. So clearly there's a big demand for it. Hey, look at that bus shed. There's a kick scooter, rental kick scooter on top. There used to be 3 of them. There's different companies, like you see there's a red one and a green one. So there used to be that red one and 2 green ones on top. So I don't know if the owner of the rental company just haven't bothered getting it down. I don't even know how they got it up there in the first place, because they're not light. So probably some drunk people thought it would be funny, and it is. Like you see it on the app. Oh, there's 2 kick scooters there, and then you go and fuck, it's on. Oh damn, it's on top of the. It's on the ceiling. So first you have to get 1 or 2 people up there, and then they have to carry it. Somebody have to like give it to them, and they have to carry it up. And I think they're pretty heavy. So this is the bike shop. Arena MC. It's dangerous to go in there and browse. Suddenly you find something. You go in there to have a check and you come out 150,000 poorer. difficult word, Poro. Can't even pronounce it. So that's the big mall we have, Kvadrat. It's been around since before my time. And they made it so annoying here now with the traffic. You can't just cut over here due to this damn bus lane. Sure, it's good for commuters and people that do take public transport, but it slows down traffic for the cars and bikes at the expense. Toyota Starlet, you don't see those too often. That said, you'd barely see combustion engine cars these days. Same with the bicycles. I'd say probably 90% of the bicycles you see here are electric. And for good reason. E-bikes are fantastic tools. I have an e-bike myself, and I think I will always own one and have one available. I don't ride it too often, but it's very nice to have when I do ride it. And I also ride something called EUC, stands for electric unicycle, and that's a fun transportation. Super useful and convenient. They go faster than e-bikes, and it's just one wheel, like self-balancing back and forth, but not side to side. So it does have a steep learning curve, but once you get it, it's like riding a bike. You can't unlearn it, more or less. The brain just cracks the code, but it's so intuitive to ride. It's almost like the wheel goes where you want it to go before you make the thought, because your body makes it go where you want it to go, if that makes sense. And I can almost compare it to skiing. You know, let's see if the battery holds. Maybe I can go drive downtown. Maybe it holds. Depends on how many red lights we get. But yeah, I compare riding a EUC to skiing. Because when you're riding it, you don't look down, so you can't see anything. You're just like floating. And it all depends on what type you buy. You can buy very big, heavy ones that go like motorway speeds, and you can buy convenient ones to go to the local shop and just ride around. I have a mid-range one. It's powerful. You can use it in the dirt. It's zippy. I think top speed is around 60 kilometers an hour, which is plenty enough. Well, let's say you have to take the bus somewhere, and then there's a long stretch where you have to walk, or there's a long stretch to get to the bus station or train station. You can so easily just bring it with you. They don't take a lot of space. They can go for distance wise. They have good capacity battery. It all depends on how light you want it and how big and cumbersome. a nifty little scooter in front of us. Judging by the color of the jumper, that might be a female. Can you believe it? They ride bikes too. Oh, I need gas as well. I think I'll take a trip downtown and then I'm pretty sure the battery will clock out. Or the memory. I have no expectations of this first video to be a success. I mean, the battery did run out earlier and I have no idea how long I've been talking before it did. Hopefully it was fully charged. I put it on the charger, but I don't know if it's it all depends on how you like wiggle the battery in the charger. Sometimes it just lights green and sometimes it's red, so I don't know. This is just an experiment. I mean, it is recording still. You can tell the light has decreased quite a bit. Kind of wanted to blast past these, but I'm just gonna catch more traffic, so let's see if we're able to go downtown with some battery left. Need green lights. Red blast past. Where are you going? Ah, of course. Didn't make up any time there. And now the scooter is right behind me. I was hoping to get like free clear traffic. Oh, I didn't get in there. Kinda don't want to get caught speeding either on camera. First time recording and you get a ticket as well. And the ticket here is expensive. Very expensive. Especially when the speed limit is 40 and if you drive like 60 or 70 you are close to losing your license. And if you're lucky enough to